Your entire existence is fraudulent. That's just a fact because
some things are bigger than sports.
Some things are bigger than sports.
John Calipari's a scumbag.
It is literally, you have been a walking fraud since as long as we've known you.
Okay, Barstool Pick'em, March Madness edition. It is the first time the gang has been back together since the end of college football season, since ending to what, season 7, that the script writers didn't even. I mean, when they showed us that script in the room in late August, we even thought it was a little too far. But holy shit, we are back. Dave, Rico, how we doing, boys?
I had a bad week last week, as you know, Dan. I hate championship week. Yeah. It generally gets the best of me, but like I will be going to Columbus. There was a moment there I didn't think I would.
There was multiple moments for championship week. We were in a hotel conference room for 2 days straight that Dave would just storm out and he would text me being like, I'm out on Columbus. And then he would come back like 20 minutes later and be like, all right, we're back.
I had one shot. I hit one shot. I hit a Purdue top of the key 3, right? That was the only shot. Was it Purdue?
Who? For what game?
There's so many games. It was early in the whole thing. I feel like we hit a top of the 3. We needed a 3. We hit a 3 at the end of the first half.
Oh, yes.
Purdue Rutgers?
Yeah, that was for the over. You needed the over, too. Yeah.
That was the only shot I hit. I mean, I was on the wrong side of the Toledo ending of the first half when I lost both by a point.
That was pure tragedy. We were driving back to New York, and we had Jerry's phone had the stream on, my phone had the Toledo game on, and it was, I mean, you couldn't. The over-under was
There's
70.
A lot of bad.
Yeah, he had under 70. He had Toledo pick'em. The final score in the first half was Kent State 35, Toledo 34.
Yeah.
Insane.
On a putback. There was another putback underneath. There was just every shot seemingly went against me, and I like more action because it's like you're in this room. I told you I've been very, very disciplined when I've been gambling. It's like just bet the game, nothing else. But you start going and you're streaming and you want, to have streams for halftimes, and every halftime like flipped the wrong way. Like every half I lost. So things that should be winners, I split. It was just a really rough UCLA.
Oh yeah.
I had a 3-team parlay. FAU, Duke, UCLA. UCLA just had to win. It was like 25 or 20 to pay 140. Dagger. All they had to do is get a rebound. The guy misses a wide open 3. It was tough. And Jerry makes things more. He's so stupid, I guess.
Yeah.
Jerry's.
He's not the smartest, but he also is Mr. March.
Does he not gamble on basketball or something?
He does not.
Or is he just?
No, he doesn't. He's actually a great lesson of I watch college basketball all season. Jerry just saunters in and goes 9-1 and calls himself Mr. March.
Whoa. Yeah, that was what I got mad at you for earlier, though, when I wasn't watching college basketball and I was red hot, and then you tried to give me information.
I gave you one information. I said one.
But I don't mean that. I mean Jerry's
Yeah, the numbers don't. He doesn't compute the numbers. Basketball.
He's
numbers.
up 7 with 4 seconds to go in a pick'em, and he's like, "I need this basket." It's like, "Well, you just shut up." You won.
Yeah, there were some all-time moments from the stream.
Who was the guy who didn't kick out the offensive rebound? I thought that clip was pretty bad.
That was unbelievable.
That was pretty bad.
Houston. No, fuck. All these games are just so blurry in my head. Who was it? Hank, we tweeted the clip.
It was
big white kid.
It was some big galoot.
Yeah.
He went to shake the guy high five, and the guy wouldn't high five. He ignored. It's it was unbelievable. Was that a Big East game? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't.
You can scroll through the timeline.
Yeah, there's so many games. It's all blurred together. I also did love, Dave, when I left. You and Hank mostly you being like, all Dan did today was give losers. He's a loser, and I'm just sitting there being like, yeah, but so did you, dude. You lost too.
I gave out Houston.
I gave out Purdue.
What game?
That
were
was
we
the end of our
watching?
winners right there.
No, but Dan,
You gave out. You had the whole room on Kansas. You had the whole room on Kansas.
I got Kansas. I hate.
We did the same thing. We both sucked.
No. What was
It was the
loser?
Utah State San Diego State over that
Yeah.
it was brutal. Yes, that sucked.
Yeah.
But you had
And
the
we
entire
already-
room on Kansas at the same time.
That's because I was on that parlay, though.
Either way, we sucked. We sucked. And it's going to be hard to bounce back, but we're going to bounce back. I do have an idea, Dave. Well, actually, let's
Kick out with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Dave, what's our status with Bosco right now? Also, Bosco,
What do you mean?
do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. For a lot of years, I tried to just bury it of, hey, you guys are wrong and don't deal with it. I'm a fucked up person. And whether people believe it or not, I'm really, really, really trying to not be fucked up anymore. So you got to you got to go get help. And for the past couple months, I know listen.
Well,
He's-
great.
Yeah.
You've said this 1,000 times on this show.
Yeah, no, it's
so,
true.
I mean,
That is
But
true.
I never got help. I really didn't. I thought they were assholes.
Yeah, when did you start getting help?
What?
I thought when you threw the can at
Yeah, I went for a month, and then I had
When
shit
did you
pop.
start getting help this time?
Literally
Well, but
right after
even
Pick'em.
I don't want to get into it, but you literally, even what you just said, is the same thing. I went for a month, and then shit popped up. It's like, yeah.
Wait,
all
but
right. Good. I want you to get help,
Yes.
but I'll believe it
And
in
it's not
3
that,
years.
I'll be honest, it's not that bad. I'm learning. You don't go
What do
home
you
and it's
mean?
fucking around.
Oh,
we
yeah.
make jokes. We fucking, yeah, I know. He's got every right to do that. He's got every right to do that.
Well, I can't. Well, who cares? Right.
Yeah, we're not
You
making it
said
about
this-
that. We'll have fun. Yeah. Let's
No,
talk.
right, we're having fun.
There's
right,
a
I
couple
know,
of
we're having
coaches.
fun.
Let's go right into
I
the
know.
hoops.
No, you
I
chill.
know.
There's a couple of coaches here.
I didn't need that speech.
No,
I
no,
don't
I
need
have
that
a question
speech
for
the
you.
Well, he
100th
asked. He
time.
asked.
I asked because I was actually asking more. So Bosco's not coming to the streams in Columbus. Is that right, Dave?
Correct. Yes.
I would love to have him there, but
No.
you say no.
No.
What can he do anything?
We can't continue to reward
Okay.
him for incompetence, buffoonery, and things like that. And a lot of people want to go to the streams.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
So to be like, hey, Rico, here you go again. We can't. That is the teacher rewarding bad behavior, and we can't do it.
Do you have a shirt on right now?
Yeah, I do. That help?
Yeah, I mean, I reminded him this. I have a box of them at my desk. I asked him to please put it on. So he's at least got that on.
I don't know how I got
Yep.
the Lance Bass.
I mean, I don't know what covering it does, but
He said.
Well, I said maybe reveal it. I thought you were going to take
Oh,
it off.
reveal.
You didn't take it off. Yeah.
You want me to take it off?
Yeah, take it off. Let's see it. Let's see the shirt.
I don't know how I got
There's
the
nothing he
Lance
can
shirt.
do, Dave. What if he win? What if we did like a contest Thursday, and if he wins, he can
so what is he gonna wear this now? Are we starting
at home. Yeah,
at home?
yeah. Well, he's going to be watching from home.
Oh, yeah.
Fucked up.
That is a good shirt.
I don't know how I got the Lance Bass hair, but is what it is.
Well, you wore that hair for like
Yeah, but
20
it's
years
not,
of your
it's
life.
not blonde.
yeah,
a
no,
little
it's not
blonde.
blonde. It's a good shirt. Very good shirt. Can you
great
stand
shirt.
up for the
It's a
camera?
sad shirt. Yeah.
Terrence is a scumbag.
Shouldn't have to wear it.
It is. That is progress to a degree. What'd you think of that analogy, by the way, when you and the dude did the show together? It's like Pacquiao and Mayweather fighting when they're like 73 years old.
I mean, it was an
Listen.
I'll just say first that was an apt analogy.
It's fair. You said, hey, you got to do content for
Well,
March Madness.
okay,
I'm
let's
like,
just
go.
let's
whatever
real
everybody
quick.
says.
Let's real quick just clean up something. After the last time we did a show, Bosco said he was going to change. He didn't change anything. Nate Oats' team just kills people. Rico is best friends
Both
with Nate
literally
Oats.
and physically.
Yeah, Rico's best friends with Nate Oats. He'd rather be on the Alabama staff than work at Barstool. That's a fact. The news comes out. Rico went silent for 2 days. Dave called Rico and basically was like, "You don't have a job if you can't do your job." And then Rico,
There were tears on the phone.
yeah, and then he changed. He changed in the last 3 weeks. So he has changed in the last 3 weeks, but he took you calling him and being like, "You're basically fired," for that change to happen.
That's a fact.
I just wanted to get the timeline straight because I've seen.
Which is why, like, what the violin comes out, the change is not that bad.
Right.
It would what you've been doing with Bama, even though it's crazy because like you're the biggest fraud who ever walked down the street. I mean, you are. Your entire existence is fraudulent. That's just a fact because it's
some things are bigger than sports.
Some things are bigger than sports.
John Calipari's a scumbag.
It is literally, you have been a walking fraud since as long as we've known you. Now, I like what you're doing. That's good for like a worker in like what you're supposed to do. Has been good. Do you get credit for it? No, because I had to drag you to do it. Like, I literally had to put you on my back like an infant, strap you into a bag like we're doing.
Your CT when he backpacked bananas.
Yeah, exactly. And be like, this is what we do here. Like, smacking you across the face, like, wake up.
Act like a man.
Like, that is literally what it took. So when you come in here, I've changed and I've seen, it's like, all right, I don't believe it. But the last 3 weeks since I emasculated you and you were crying to me on the phone, yes, it's been better.
Yeah, I just want to get the timeline set because there have been people who've been like, Rico's clearly changing. You guys aren't like letting him change. Like, no, Dave had to call him. Dave and I were texting being like, Rico not saying anything about the Nate Oats situation is probably like the biggest slap in our face because he basically went 2 days without saying a word. And
he had no intention.
No intention of saying a word.
If that phone call wasn't made, we still wouldn't have heard a peep about Nate Oats. It would be nothing. It would be crickets.
That's why I think he'd rather have a job there than here. That's the only takeaway I could have from him being silent about the biggest story in all of sports for 48 hours.
And he is the biggest fraud
if
we've ever had work here.
If John Calipari did this, how many blogs would be written?
8 or 9 a day.
Yeah. Right. So you admit it at least.
I mean,
I didn't want to say the wrong thing, but I mean,
no, but you admit that some things are bigger than sports is completely gone.
No. Don't go down
winning
this
cures
again
all.
with Bama. Don't go down this. I didn't want to say the wrong thing because during this conversation, which again I got to reiterate, there were tears. During this conversation, one small aspect of it was like, you have to say what you feel. And he really does put winning ahead of murder.
Winning cures all?
That is not, he is not doing this as lip service. He truly believes, whatever, if we win the national title and one innocent woman had to die at the hands of the Alabama basketball program, so be it. That is how he believes.
What that kid did is wrong. But
whoa.
Murder?
Time out.
Murder?
We have a big,
Yes,
that's a big moment.
wrong.
Are you
It's
here
horrible.
right now
It's horrible.
saying murder is bad?
Yeah, it's horrible. What he
Okay.
did was wrong. Brandon Miller wasn't
Murder.
charged. You got to show up to work. I've always been
What
in
about
that camp.
what about your dumb fuck friend
But
Nate Oats
even
being just
that-
like the dumbest
even
guy
that,
in the
by
world?
the way,
Listen,
Tia,
you never
you
stumbled
gotta
on
show up
camera,
to work.
McCulkey Culkin. You get on camera.
It's his job, you idiot.
I know, but you stumble. You stumble.
Wait. Did you
Dan,
just...
even that, you got to show up to work.
Yeah.
The guy who was associated with murder was showing up to work.
Yeah.
The guy who's has nothing to do with it stopped showing up to work.
You just compared Dave saying McCulkey Culkin to Nate Oats being like, boys will be boys, murder happens.
He didn't say murder happens.
He said
wrong
wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
He said he can
Like,
only
you can't watch them all the time.
He doesn't.
Hey, I
he goes
didn't
to
know-
church every Sunday.
What about?
Oh, is that why you've been a church guy? Oh my God, you're so gross.
No, I
Yeah,
grew up Catholic.
Is this
What does that
recent?
mean?
Wait, is the recent God thing because of Nate Oats?
No, when you're in
Oh my God, this is.
when you're
Nate
in a
Oats-
spot, yeah, I mean you can lean on
you
it.
are so weird.
I'm not shoving it down people's
You
throat,
are
but you can
so
lean
weird.
on faith.
No, you were
can lean
shoving
on
it
You're
faith,
doing it
bro.
for Nate Oats. Nate Oats probably was
Nate-
like, if you want to be part of Alabama basketball, you need to tweet about God.
You can lean on
And
faith
also-
to help you. Yeah.
Also, listen, God has walked out on you. Let me say this too. The Nate Oats, like, I can't watch him, I can't watch him 24/7, whatever happens. Oh, then he goes, I don't watch the warm-ups.
Yeah.
That's
When he gets
accurate.
patted down.
Every coach is with the whiteboard if you're worth anything.
You
You
don't
don't know
know.
your guy's in the fucking NIT.
They said they do it every
and
year.
I'm not
They
allowed
said
to
they
make
do it
fun of
every
your guy,
game.
but Stones
They
is
said
Yeah,
Stones.
you
they
can.
do
You
it
make
every-
it. You can say whatever
Yeah,
you
we don't
want.
say it.
You
We're
do it
pals,
every
right?
game
We're
about
pals.
it.
All right,
You will.
Stones is
He
Stones.
said he does it
You
every
go-
game,
Every
though.
yeah, well,
If Greg Gard,
there were a lot of dumb decisions made, and I made dumb decisions.
If Greg
you
Gard,
can make new decisions.
If Greg Gard had
the game's never over. That's what the motto of this whole. He taught us the game's never over.
You know who the game's over for?
Don't
the
say
woman
me.
who's dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If Greg Gard had a murderer on the team, I would call for his. I'd call for his firing. If Greg Gard had a murderer on the team, I would be front and center being like, get rid of him.
If they were involved, 100%. The state of Alabama says they're not involved. You're going to coach. You're going to play.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Wasn't there an active player on the roster who was charged with capital murder?
Yes. He was injured, but yes. Darius Miles, dude.
Yes, active.
Stop pretending like that.
No. Yes, active. Right now, no, there's no active player. Right now, there's no active player.
He's in jail.
Yeah, he did wrong. He did wrong.
You just got us on a technicality because the guy's in jail.
They murdered somebody.
He and his friend who wasn't involved with the program. They did an investigation.
The one guy was a player.
He was a player.
Darius Miles. Yes, done. Rotten jail.
Oh, all right. Yeah. It's good
the
that he's
guys
got
now. We did
some
the
mind.
investigation. State of Alabama says you can play. Show up to work. It's a horrible tragedy. They cleared him. Play the game.
You don't think? Do you think Nate Oates handled it correctly?
Listen,
whole
those
situation?
bright lights with the cameras. He said some dumb things. I said that 100%.
By the way, the God thing, I have no problem with people being religious and like God. I do have a problem with people who use God when times get tough to use it as like a front. Be like, shit's going bad. Let's all just pray. I mean, you did start. Times are going bad for you, and then you just became religious overnight.
I need some fucking lifelines.
So did Nate Oates tell you to start doing that?
He's not your lifeline. He's not your lifeline. God's not answering your call.
You're right. I'm in the church of Portnoy.
Do you think Nate Oates will give you a job?
Or the synagogue of Portnoy.
Do you think Nate Oates will give you a job?
What?
Do you think Nate Oates will give you a job?
I work here.
Are you hoping that Nate Oates gives you a job? If Nate Oates called you tomorrow, True Serum, and said, Rico, we love your elevator sets.
Let me ask you this too, Rico. If this kid Miller is Miller, right? Brandon
Miller.
If he wasn't a superstar, and he's a superstar,
correct.
You
player in
think
the
he's on the court? Yeah, I agree with that.
I've seen that everywhere. Sports are skewed. Will Wade just got a job back. Sports are skewed.
Another guy.
Will Wade didn't kill anybody.
Fair enough. It is a sliding scale. Like athletics in colleges hold a lot of weight.
So
I'm
then
not
some
saying it's
things.
right, but yeah,
some things has just been a 2-decade lie from you.
Well, I was never on the precipice of a national championship.
I do like that you're leading into it. I actually don't.
By the way, everything about him, Dan, is a fraud. His Duke, he does it everything.
Well, he has he has 17 teams.
He is a
fraud.
fraud.
He has 17
Krzyzewski got to be too much,
dude.
Even for me,
Dave,
Krzyzewski got to be too much.
He does.
When you were rooting for him last year,
Dave. Because
I looked at because it was Carolina. I'll never root for Carolina. That's still the rivalry. I'll root for Duke against Carolina.
Dave,
you got to be like that.
This guy makes great
in the Final Four.
This guy makes great guard jokes. His second best friend besides Nate Oates is Fran McCaffrey. The guy has literally never been to the Sweet 16, and he won't mention that.
He was at Siena for a little while too.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, he's never been to the Sweet 16.
You know what? At least, if anything, the charade of the Bosco character the 2 years, we've said it, Dan. He's a bad guy. Yeah. He's always been a bad guy. At least now, be a bad guy out in public.
Yeah, be the bad guy.
Let the bad guy. Hey, I'm Rico Bosco, and I've been a bad guy for a long time, and I'm a bad guy.
Yeah,
fine.
If you tweet something mean at me, I'll find your wife and tweet back at her.
No.
I'm a bad guy. And then flicks the fucking toothpick.
I don't want to be a bad guy. I was a bad guy.
But you are.
But be a bad guy within reason. Yeah, let people try.
No, you're not within reason.
I wasn't. No.
Murder is pretty far.
You're like
gone.
You've watched Rounders, right?
Yeah.
When he goes to the judge, he's like, sometimes you are what you are. You can't run from it. You are a bad dude. You do bad things. That is who
He's
you
a
are.
bad mamma jamma.
Just embrace it. Like, oh yeah, Rico, he's a piece of shit. And it's like, okay, at least you can go to bed. Like, a lot of people have said things about me negatively. I can rest my head on pillows. Like, all right, you don't like me, fine. I can be a jerk. You've lived this life of some things and pride and loyalty. No, you are an evil human. and if you embrace it, it's like, yeah, I'm fucking a real dirtbag. Mm-hmm. Your whole life will open probably.
It would. By the way, I just want to have it clarified. I actually have nothing against, as far as I know, Brandon Miller. Like, I actually do think that you could say, like, he had nothing to do with it. I think Nate Oates' response to all this has been horrific. That's more of the thing. Like, Nate Oates has dealt with it in a horrific manner.
100%. And here is my take on it. And I do think they are the best team in the country because I think he is so much better than everybody else.
And he's got a great coach.
He can score, he can bail out, he can do it. Whatever. Anybody could win with this kid. But he shouldn't be playing. This isn't the NBA. This is a professional. This is a college program. And if you believe anything on what colleges tried to stand for, he was at the very least, and we'll never know. The big crux of this issue, right, is Miller says I was already driving there versus I was driving there to give him the gun. And we'll never know that. Who cares? Somebody died. He did drive it. If he's totally innocent, he's still, for the appearance of a college, he shouldn't be playing. I'll go to my grave saying that. He may be totally innocent. It doesn't ruin his life. He's going to the NBA. But when you're Alabama and a player on your team is involved in that incident, which is a murder, and we're kind of like making fun of the situation, it's not a funny situation. Someone's life was lost, and he is peripherally, at the very least, involved in text messages going back, bring me my gun. Can't have it. He should not be playing. Now, he may be totally innocent, and I'd still draft. I won't let that affect where I draft them or anything like this, but this is college. And I guess if you're just going to say college now is a business, sports, whatever, the coach, what a scumbag. If you actually care about what a college is supposed to care about, scumbag.
Oh, Dave. What if Rico can come to Columbus, but he has to wear a shirt that says Nate Oates is a scumbag? Would you like to come to Columbus on that?
I'm doing the opposite. I'm leading from the front. I know more people want to go. I know more people want to go.
Leash.
Would you wear that shirt? I don't think he would. I just want to know.
Rico,
I don't think he would.
Rico offered to pay for his own way and stuff. I still said no.
Would you wear that shirt?
Yeah, the leash.
Would you wear that shirt?
I can't throw any more secretaries down the stairs. I used to be able to throw secretaries downstairs. I can't do it anymore. Actions have consequences.
Would you wear that shirt?
If it means I go to Columbus, yeah.
Okay, I have a question, just a general question. We'll get to the bracket. Why Nate Oates? What is it? Why are you so obsessed with him?
I can answer that. Can I take a stab?
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Because if you're remotely nice and acknowledge Rico, and Rico thinks you're Team Rico, Rico will return that 100-fold. It's why you've had some people within our company who be like, I love Rico because they're on the good side. They don't see all the evil and darkness and all that. So it's like if you let Rico, if you're positive to Rico, he's a very nice guy. He's like one of those Marvel villains, half the face is fucked up and half is normal. Yes. If you just see the normal side, Two-Face. If you just see the right side of Rico, you're like, what a great guy. If you walk around, you're like, oh my God, this guy's a villain.
So is that
over
correct?
The years, I think I'm 3/4 face, not half face.
Okay, but is that correct? Is that why Nate Oates? Like he just gives you attention?
I went three. You said half and half. Like I went 3/4 bad. I went 3/4 bad some days. I went 80% bad.
Yeah.
On dark days, I went 99 bad. Like,
99. Yeah.
But what? I don't want to be
see the light.
I want to be able to just.
No, but no. That I think you're always you're at your core. You're dark.
Yes.
So I like the more you try to fight the darkness, the more it's over. You're like Star Wars. You're the Emperor is gonna have no problem convincing you to come to the dark side. Like some people can withstand it. He just looks at you, makes eye contact. You put on the hood. You got the red lightsaber. You're ready to kill good guys. But you'll live a better life if you accept it.
It's a disease. Yeah, it's like same with addiction. It's anger. It's obviously it's crazy. I wish I had a better control of it.
But go further. Why Nate Oates?
I like betting on people. This is like a 3-year fruition. The game's changing. A lot of threes. And he's a nice guy.
Okay.
We had a good day on the boat.
Yeah, something happened on that boat, Dave. Something happened on that boat.
And by the way, he's not that great at anything. He has
a
fantastic
coach.
Player.
At Buffalo, he won games. He was got him to a 6 seed. The MAC has never been that high. He's a fantastic coach.
He's got a great player.
He's got a great staff, too.
What about his team quitting on him last year?
If you got weak-minded individuals,
Okay.
you can only go so far.
Listen, if you ride with him, you ride with him. All I asked, Dave, I told Rico this yesterday, the ride with Alabama, he needs to have the same equal reaction if they lose. Because you can't be.
I assume you have a future on him, right, Rico?
Yes.
At what?
25, January.
And that's
Great bet.
And look, that's fair. Like I rode the Eagles this year.
4. Creighton at 25, Bama at 25, Xavier at 55, Kansas at 15. Placed right in the beginning of January. Creighton a little bit later.
Who is how many?
I placed 2. I placed 2 futures.
What do you got?
Bama, and I took them at 7-1. I think they're that good.
Yeah.
And
And they got
Duke.
a great draw. All right, so
I have UConn,
do you think-
Tennessee,
do you
and a
think-
mystery team.
do you think Duke is getting a little too sexy?
No.
Everybody on
I think
ESPN picked them last night. The ACC not that good.
If you've been paid, I've been betting them right through lately. So no, I think they've turned around. I think they did. That was tough to watch a little bit for Virginia. They couldn't hit shots, but that big guy Filipowski has turned into a very, 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 very good player.
Yeah.
They got the point guard back if he can hit shots. I think they're pretty fucking good. They got the kid who was supposed to be good, who's now playing good, like the lottery kid.
Whitehead.
Is that his
Pretty
name?
sure.
I don't think it was that.
Wasn't Tariq Whitehead?
No.
Derek Lively.
Derek
Yeah.
Lively, yeah.
Lively, that's who I'm talking about.
So all right, so
Whitehead was their
Weird for a college basketball.
Whitehead
guy
was
to
their
have
top
that.
recruit coming in. No.
So was Lively.
Okay.
And so was Filipowski.
So
Bama
when he just describes
Bosco-
one guy.
Bama Bosco, I want I'm not rooting for you, but I appreciate the storyline you've built up. Just keep the same. I noticed when you guys went down, it was they, not we, and then when you're up, it's we, not they.
Yeah, I've never been good with pronouns.
Yeah,
we don't do that. That's a hot topic.
Just make it we the whole time. I'm not a we they guy.
pronouns.
I don't care. Like if you're rooting for something, it's we.
Yes.
I totally am in on that.
Listen, do you
but
see
just
the clip?
keep it we. Just
You
keep
see the
it we.
you see the clip yesterday? We're all we got. We're all we need.
Yeah, don't overlook Fairleigh Dickinson.
No, I got a friend on the staff too.
Oh, how many friends do we have? Can we just go down the list
Yeah.
real quick and then we'll do the picks?
One.
Just say the name. Say the teams.
All
Say
right.
the teams.
Bama.
These are all the teams Rico's rooting for in
I
March.
mean,
All right, here we go.
Talk to guys over the years.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
interview, build relationships.
Everyone just make sure.
Obviously,
this is,
Bama, West Virginia. Interviewed the guy at Charleston. FDU. Interviewed the kid at Purdue. Cooley's a friend. Interviewed the guys at K-State. Interviewed Kolick at Marquette. Grand Canyon, text with their staff.
That must have been such a boring interview.
Who? Kolick?
The Marquette kid.
You think he's boring?
Yeah, my guess is with you he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
TikToks did pretty well.
I watched
all those fuck it clips were on my thing.
I watched Bosco in one.
He said, fuck it.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the year, like everyone was away from them at the media day, and they're like, "You picked you ninth." He's like, "Fuck him," and at the end, he doubled down, "Fuck him," and his dad's got an all-time Rhode Island
so
accent.
I underestimate him. All right, I underestimate him.
I'm not gonna say that because I'm walking into it.
What?
The 8 seed in the West, as far as a friend.
Just say it.
Arkansas,
Okay.
Illinois.
You are not a friend of
Text
Arkansas.
with Underwood's kid. I love Colgate. They're not friends, but Indiana interviewed Trace Jackson Davis.
Okay.
Kent State talked to their coach. Iowa interviewed the guy from Drake, and then that's probably it.
So 15 teams. You
Yeah.
got 15 teams.
But when it comes down to it, you can only cut the nets once.
So it's
goes
Bama.
through T-Town.
It's Bama.
Big time.
What if it's Iowa versus Bama?
It'd be a great final, but
What would you do?
I'd have to go Bama.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'd have to go
Listen.
Bama. And then Fran
as
builds.
long
He
as you have one.
got the monkey off his back. He goes and gets it next year.
Okay. If you have one, I can respect it.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we want to do? You want to do picks? I am so bad.
Well, that's the question I have. So you have always said you're never able to make it through championship week. But if you do, or when you do you turn it around? Do you turn it around for the tournament? You think you're cold for both?
The problem, and everything's got to be very responsible in the manner we do it. When you put a bunch of people in a room and there's so much shit flying around, I had golf bets, I had hockey bets, I was betting halftime parlays. You got to be disciplined. I was putting together a list. Be disciplined. Play smart basketball. Use your timeouts. Things like that that will get me through Columbus. So I ordered $1,600 of Chinese food last week.
Great. It was great.
1,600.
It was great.
And I'm afraid now, like, Penn's going to be like, what is that? So I just paid for it.
So that's part of your losses. I'm so bad right now. I'm going in. I'll just say what I'm going to do, and this is probably going to backfire. I'm going to take the first half under on every game on Thursday in the first two slates.
And that already puts me in an absolute pickle. Because what? I'm not going to have action at the end of the first half? That doesn't sound very Dave Portnoy-like.
The delays have been good. When the game's delayed,
yeah. You do have your info. What is the other one? The Wilson balls?
Yeah, no double Wilson. I got to go relook.
Okay.
Ball Kid's working a little too hard. I didn't get the full spreadsheet. It's handwritten. I don't think
Jerry, I didn't even watch it by the way. Jerry sent me a text. You were right. Alabama didn't have a chance to cover the first half. No shit, Jerry. I didn't even watch the clip. He's like, I went back and watched. He's like, I went back and watched why you were mad.
He was so wrong in that. Oh man, he was so wrong. He was so wrong. But I'm gonna go.
He's new. Sometimes you got to bring the vets.
I'm not gonna give out any picks. I have a system that I'm working on. I'm gonna fine tune it. The system will be giving out picks. I can tell you what I like.
Okay.
That the system might also like, but the system is gonna be giving out picks this year. Not me.
System?
The system.
Okay.
Dave, I was also thinking for the stream, what do you think about this? I think we have like 8 people. I think we should do one person picks one game in each time. So like you start up. You pick one game in the time slate. Everyone has to ride that. If you win, you keep going. If you lose, we go to the next person.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, because it is fun when we all have one game together. So we'll do that. What do you like? What jumps out? You want to fill out a bracket? You want to do picks? I don't care.
I wait on the bracket. I mean, now with the betting, the bracket is distant. Jumps off the page. I think Oral Roberts plus the 6.5. I'm worried a little bit about that team and A-Smiths being too trendy, but I still think Duke's a little overrated. Oral Roberts the 6.5 jumps out. Utah State, I like that they can score. Charleston, I watched them play live. They don't have big guards. I said if they get big guards against them in the tournament, they're dead. San Diego State does not have big guards and wants to play slow. If Charleston can mix that up, they want to run fast. I like Charleston here outright. I think Houston smashes Northern Kentucky. That's the worst possible matchup for Northern Kentucky.
Oh, Houston,
they want to play slow so bad. It's so dumb.
Did the kid play the other day?
No,
he didn't.
I'm taking Houston.
Dan, that cost me money, you not having that answer.
I told you game time decision. He was out there warming up. He didn't go.
They might score 8 points. Northern Kentucky might score 8 points.
I'm taking Houston hammer play in the first 2 rounds. I don't even care if Sasser's not playing.
Yeah.
I am hammering that. They are going to be so angry. You called it correctly, Dave, against Cincinnati after they struggled a little with ECU.
Yeah.
You're like Houston.
Northern Kentucky literally plays to a snail's pace tempo. Houston is the worst possible team you could have. Louisiana and the under. I think Tennessee's kind of dead. I like Santa Barbara catching the 10. Baylor's defense has been horrific down the stretch.
You've had that, yeah.
Creighton minus the 5. UConn, Iona under. I think after that effort, Hurley wants to play and the MAC has been bad. I know it's Patino. The MAC's been bad. I think that UConn comes out with a real tough defensive effort under 144. Drake, Miami over 147. Gonzaga, GCU over 157. You got to remember this. Kansas State, who I don't think is elite. I like them. Remember how bad Montana State was and overmatched in that game last year?
Was that Jerry's
that Jerry
small
Texas
team?
Tech? Yeah. Kansas State has Noel. They have Johnson coming back from his.
That's a good reminder, Rico.
I think Kansas State smashes them. And you're only, holding 3 possessions in the first half? They're never going to be able to play with these teams. The Big Sky is not on the same court. And then I think Kent State wins outright.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do. Indiana hits a metric that, they don't do anything elite. I obviously like Kopp and Trace Jackson-Davis, but Kent State's really, really good. I like their coach. Close rivalry, too. Ohio, Indiana. A lot of those kids grew up probably idolizing Indiana. A little bit of a stretch, but same area. I'll go with Kent State outright. And then I like Mississippi State to make a run. I took them in the competition. Iowa State's dead as well. So
yeah.
We'll really dive into it more. I thought we were making every pick, and I would have voted either way. But right now, upsets, I would say Charleston. I think.
What about Furman? I think Furman. I'm gonna take.
Everybody's gonna take. I wouldn't be surprised if.
Is that true? Everyone's gonna take him.
everybody's down on Virginia. That's
Well,
an
that's
accurate
part of my
statement.
system. I'll just say my system right now, and I'll reveal my picks. I'm going to pick every game, but I'm literally, Dave, I'm going to try to be as disciplined as possible. I'm literally just going to fade the public every pick. That's just all I'm going to do.
That's what I was.
That's all I'm going to
Go
do.
back, I should go back to what was the most effective brief strategy until you got involved, Dan.
No, till you got involved, Dave.
No, I was going. I'd look at the
Oh,
board.
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah, okay, this
my
one,
gut is like, I like this, I like this, I like this, and then I'd flip it, and I was killing it. It's almost like Stu Feiner. What makes you uncomfortable? And then you start giving me information. As I say that, I don't.
All I said was UConn had lost 4 games.
And you were like, Rutgers is good. And then they turn out not good. Here's my picks first round, and I'm not flipping. I'm going to go with who I like here, I guess, at this point. I don't know. Here's what I don't know whether I'm going to take all these or flip them. West Virginia, Furman, Princeton, Arkansas, Iowa, Duke, West Virginia. No, who's WW? UConn. Is that UConn? Yeah. UConn, Houston, USC, VCU, NC State, Vermont, Providence, Miami, Grand Canyon, FAU. I love Grand Canyon.
So you
Love Grand
You know who their
Canyon.
coach is?
Yeah, I do, because it was
Scott
somebody
Drew.
surprising.
No, Bryce Drew.
Bryce Drew, whatever.
Hit the
yeah.
one of my favorite buzzer beater.
No, I know.
Valpo.
I love that team. I watched it against Sam Houston State. Good win. I was gun shy, and I'm like, don't bet games. I was going to take them in the conference championship. It was a pick 'em. They won by 16. They are very good. They, I think, are a Sweet 16 team. Those are what I like early. I'll put out the picks. I don't know if I'm going to fade myself. I think I'm going to take what I like. So those are the picks.
So
My
you might
grade
flip
8
all of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll let people know if I do that. My grade 8 right now, Bama, Baylor, Duke, Marquette, Houston, Miami, Mississippi State, Texas, Arkansas, UConn, Grand Canyon, UCLA. That was my Sweet 16. My grade 8, UCLA, Arkansas, Texas, Miami, Bama, Baylor, Duke, Marquette. Final 4, Bama beats Duke. UCLA beats Miami. Final game, Bama beats Miami.
I worry about Miami.
I think this Miami. People are sleeping on this Miami team. They got the kid Wong who can take over a game in a heartbeat.
Nigel Pack.
They made a deep run last year. I thought they looked pretty good in the game they lost to Duke. I think the ACC is getting slept on, just like it got slept on last year. I think both Duke and Miami make deep runs.
Can I throw in one nugget that I can't remember if PFT or Titus said it, and this has nothing. I mean, you can throw it out, but Jim Larinaga, Miami coach, legend of the game, he asked to be referred to as Coach L.
When?
Recently. That's not good.
No, I prefer not that. But that guy's got a proven.
But he's Coach L.
Yeah, I'll just call him Larinaga. But he's got a proven. I'm going to throw that out.
Okay.
He's got a proven March record. I mean, what was he? GW that he took to the Final Four?
George Mason.
George Mason, yeah.
GM.
George Mason?
GM.
Rudy Gay's UConn team.
Yeah.
They beat them, upset them.
What? Yeah. Watch out.
He gave
this
Kansas
Miami
a fit
team.
last year too.
This Miami team is very good.
They don't play a lot of defense, but which could worry me. But a team who carried themselves to the, I think Elite 8 or Sweet 16 was those West Virginia Pittsnoggle teams. Just lights out offense. Yeah, they don't play a lot of defense, but they really get going. I think he's got a point with Miami. Although Drake is very good too.
I would have taken West Virginia to make a run if they weren't running into Alabama so quickly too.
Yeah. All right, well, my picks are simple. It's going to be the first slate. I'm going to go first half unders and then fade the public. I will give a lock, though. Do we want to do locks and we'll end it? By the way, Dukes, shout out Dukes. He showed up to work today after he got fucked in the ass. Did you see that video, Dave?
No.
We got to set. You got to watch
pretty
that
bad.
video.
Pretty
Dave,
bad.
this is an all-time video. In Barstool lore, this is Dukes had made a video after Dayton beat Fordham, being like, fuck Fordham, we fucked him up. VCU's next, we're going to fuck up VCU. Like, this is our conference. We own the A10. VCU won. Dayton didn't hit a shot for the last 10 minutes. Watch that video, David. Give us your instant reaction. I just texted it to you. It's just the best. It's like peak internet. This is why I love sports. This is why I love sports fans.
So, Dukes, bro, just to let you know, we really enjoyed bending you over, spanking that ass, and fucking you and your whole team yet again. Did that prison spanking, did that prison fucking get good? Yes, it was. You enjoyed every minute of it, didn't you, baby? Don't mess with who runs the A10, bitch.
just a no-name
Dude,
guy.
the A10 people are nuts.
It's just a no-name guy with a fucking fake avatar who just came from the clouds. A grown-ass man who's just like, Dukes, we prison fucked you.
A10 people are nuts, dude. St. Joe's people, you got Dukes. VCU fights with Wichita about the band. Who started that shit? They're all nuts.
It's just a
I
great.
remember when the Bonnies took over Atlantic City, they were like dancing on the blackjack table.
Yeah. Yeah, Dukes got prison fucked.
I gave all my picks. My first round, my two favorite.
Yeah, give us your lock. Give us your one lock.
Grand Canyon.
Okay. So Grand Canyon is Dave's first lock.
I like that over.
And then the other, I'm going to give three: Grand Canyon, West Virginia, and Arkansas.
Okay.
I think Arkansas is going to make a pretty decent run too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were top 10 preseason. Yeah, I mean, they had the guy. They lost some of the guys.
Shots. They don't hit shots.
My
my teams to hit shots.
My lock would be Houston unless you want it first.
I was debating it.
Unless you feel something great about something else.
I'm gonna look. Houston was definitely one of my. Yeah, because I've been saying Houston from the mountaintops.
Fine,
Houston
so take
19.
that.
I'm gonna take them first half too. That's
all
gonna
right,
be a hammer.
Then I'll take Kansas State on that theory of fade the Big Sky.
Okay.
Wait, am I the one giving out the Final Fours? What are your Final Fours?
Oh yeah, I can give my Final Four.
Yeah,
my
I would
Final
go-
Four. Here, you want to go first?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Bama, Purdue, Gonzaga, and Texas. I think Gonzaga's got.
Gonzaga's done in round one.
All right. Then
Wait, no,
he's
you
right.
got to do your
He's
Final
right.
Four.
No,
Don't
he's
let him
right.
bully you.
He's
Don't
right.
let him bully you
He's
off
got to
Final
get
Four.
hot. He had a bad week.
All right,
He's got to get hot.
Time out. 20-second
I
time
didn't
out.
have a bad.
I'm taking it.
I didn't have a bad week.
gotta
I was
get hot.
4-1 yet in championship week, and then win a penny because of the half.
I'm taking a 20-second timeout.
Be authentic.
He fucking told you that you got to be the scumbag that you are.
right, Gonzaga.
Don't let him just be
Fine.
like, oh, that's a bad pick, and then you go off it. You're trying to be nice to him.
Yeah.
Say, fuck you, Dave. Gonzaga's my pick. My team is on the floor.
Yeah, it's just he's right. It does.
No. Be you.
Right. It's a bad pick.
Gonzaga's
Gonzaga's being slept on.
bad pick, Dave.
And Texas.
Bad pick, Dave.
Did you just do that, or had you filled out your bracket?
Where are the 4 stars?
No, he's got it filled out. I gave it on PMT, but I'll give the same one. Arizona, Texas,
hate Arizona in that fucking region.
UCLA, and this one is just me being dumb and trying to be cute. Memphis.
I could see that.
Get them going down first round.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a boomer bust for me. Like, Memphis will either be in the Sweet 16 or they'll lose in the first round and look like a fucking moron.
Who's the team?
Yeah, I feel like that's the classic win your tournament.
I know.
Everyone jumps on you
All
and then
right,
see.
you know what, Dave? You're right. I'm flipping to Florida Atlantic. I'm still taking that game, Florida Atlantic, to the Final Four.
Who's the team you're looking at that you're like we haven't talked about yet, and you're like, shit, they might be in fucking Houston in the Final Four.
Well, I talked about Miami. No,
Good question. Miami is Dave's.
Yeah, I guess Miami's not getting a lot of fanfare. I think weirdly St. Mary's is in a decent spot. I don't
I
love
think they're going
them.
to lose in the first round.
So do it's tough, but if they get through that, Hurley hasn't had a lot of experience. Then the regional is in Las Vegas against a Kansas team dealing with whatever they're dealing with. St. Mary's is a little intriguing to me if you're looking at a dog.
I have
horse.
Arkansas
That's
making it
all.
to the grade 8.
That's definitely all right, I'll say it. I think Kentucky, if they play their best ball, can be a Final Four team, especially in that region. Now, they've done it like 3 times this year, and they've also looked terrible a bunch of other times. But I still think like blue chippers matter. The guys that they have, Sheboy's been there forever. Remember that, Dave, at Jeff Ruby's? That was one of the most awkward things I've ever done.
Yep.
Sheboy came up to the table. I was like, what is this, your 7th year? And he's like, it's my 4th. And I was like, well, fuck. I look like an asshole. And he was like a very nice kid. I like him a lot. But, yeah, that would be my team that's getting somewhat slept on, and they got a tough first game against Providence. Bryce Hopkins' revenge game. Anyone else want to do their pick? By the way, my upset special in the first round is Furman.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Malasek thinks fucking Virginia's making a run.
No,
How could you
Malasek's a
possibly
dummy.
get behind that?
Yeah, he's a
Malasek's
dummy.
a
Dumb.
dummy. Well, you got prison fuck, Dukes.
Yeah, but Malasek's a dummy.
Okay, all right. Dukes, what's your lock in the first round?
I absolutely love Utah State. They can make a run. That's a double-digit seed to look out for.
Ooh.
That's our guy Fanta said hammer the over in that game. He said it's going to be a beautiful game to watch.
Yeah, they shoot the three really well.
But when they don't, it really sucks.
Yes.
'Cause
I've got
They said they both Utah and whoever they're playing have like
Missouri.
the highest,
Yeah, they're playing Missouri,
the
who sucks
highest
at
like
defense.
offensive efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, their offense is really good. Their defense stinks.
Okay. Are you worried about Mountain West?
No,
Okay.
no.
I actually think
One
the Mountain
more.
West is due.
1-11 since 2016.
I know. I like Boise too. In that
There's
game.
also-
I might be an
I
idiot,
actually like
but
Boise as well.
I have one more game that are just Drake plus 2.5 is very intriguing. I know Dave's on Miami, but Drake with DeVries,
Okay.
intriguing.
All right, so Utah State's your official lock. My official lock's Houston. Katie?
I'm going to do West Virginia.
West Virginia, first official lock.
Love how many people are talking about Drake. Drake. Everywhere you go, Drake. Those teams never win.
USC.
USC. I like that pick, Hank. I like that pick a lot.
I have Mississippi State making a little run.
Yeah?
it's a great matchup against Iowa State. Great.
One of
They're gonna
those
win the
teams
first
who
game.
comes out of one of the teams that come out of play-out game always makes a run. It's like they almost get an advantage of playing that game.
Yeah.
Kent State.
Kent State.
Good pick.
Good pick. All right, we'll be live from Columbus.
All of us.
I tried,
Fair.
but Dave is right. He's leading from the front.
I mean, how can anybody come to work and look themselves
right.
in the mirror and be like, this is the man who harasses employees' wives and you know and like won't blog unless Dave makes him cry on the phone.
That's-
And like 2 weeks later,
All right.
he gets
He's
the
been crushing the
reward.
blog, Dave.
Top
That's
10 for
not-
the
Oh,
fall.
we got
Yes,
Ryder
that's
Hank
where
back.
that's factual.
I'm glad.
You're right.
But this is we're only in March here.
You know, yeah.
This incident was we gotta the dust has not settled.
You gotta have a good
And
year.
You know what? By not being a good parent, we let our kid grow up into the Unabomber. And we gotta like stop that.
You know what's
The,
been helpful too? I listened to Chris DiStefano on Rogan. He said his dad gave him advice. His dad's a whack job, so that probably helps too. He said life gets a lot easier when you realize life isn't fair.
Yeah. That's true.
Or when you just accept you were born a bad apple.
I do feel a little bad because
But with a good core.
I gave Rico
No.
Yes. Yes.
No, there's a
You-
worm
that-
in there.
See, he still doesn't
No,
get
he
it,
doesn't.
Dan.
Never-
You
never
you're
will get
bad
it.
to
Never
the
will get
Constant
it.
You're
shorts,
bad to the
lunches,
bone.
Never gut it. We'll
Cards
never
when
get it.
grandfathers die. I still have
We'll
a
never
good
gut
core.
it. We'll never
That
gut it.
Now there's
doesn't
some
cover
bad
up
fucking
for
worms
all-
and shit all around that core.
But that is,
But
no,
it's a
no,
good
no.
core.
That is what essentially is your issue. A thank you card to a guy you like or a condolence card to a guy you like doesn't cover up harassment of the wife of a guy you don't like. That 1 + 1 is not 2.
No. And 2 + 2 doesn't equal 7, or 3 + 3
Right.
doesn't equal 7.
Well, no, it does.
Listen, you're early on, and history. If Hitler was a 10 bad guy, you're only at like an 8 right now. It's like things can go either way.
The Rico did. I feel bad because I gave him a pump up speech about March. He followed me to my car one night, and
You fucking.
well, I mean, you did. You followed me to my car. He followed me
I
like
heard about
4
that.
blocks, and he just kept on.
I heard about
Yeah,
it.
he kept on repeating. I wish things were different. I wish things were different. I
We
was
almost
like,
had to have Mike's security
Yeah.
follow Dan to his
yeah,
car
no,
to keep you away.
it was bad.
You
he was like,
really-
we kept on going, and it was like
You
another
really
block,
are one of the
another block.
great embellishers of
No,
history.
I mean,
you are
listen,
a great
dude,
embellisher.
You followed me to my car.
Same with Dave. I hosted him down for $40. It was like
You choked
3
out Jay
months of
Snowden.
payments.
You choked out Joe. You choked out Joe Snowden. Chase Snowden.
Chase. No.
Rico did when he.
Minahan absolutely verifies that.
Yeah, when we were walking to the car, he was following me, and I had my finger on my mace in my purse, and he said to me, he's like, "Bonuses came. I don't think I'm getting one." And I was like,
I was
I was like, Bosco, you tried to leave 2 months ago, dude.
Fair enough.
It was just an all-time line. But I did text.
Well,
Yeah.
just going down the list, like threw a high noon, tried to murder employee, harassed employee's wife, took another job that probably didn't exist. Yeah, bonus time.
It was just such a. He was like, probably not getting a bonus. I was like,
Yeah, but those
thank-
2 months
those pick'em
off.
views.
Pick 'em top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, the script writers went off.
They did.
I don't know how they're
I
gonna
don't know
follow
what
up
they
this
got in
season.
store next
No,
year.
It's got to be something
Might have to
special.
do an on fucking camera like fist fight or something. Who knows?
But yeah, I'm softer than Dave because I was like, when we text about who's going to Columbus, he was like, "Who are the autos?"
Yeah,
and I
you were on the list.
had you as an
Bosco was on the
auto,
list.
and he just replied, "Why is Bosco an auto?" So, I tried.
Listen, it's the last thing. I mean, actions have consequences, but sometimes you got to put the best lineup out there and the guys you're familiar with. Like
Well, that's the difference. I
Bird
don't
wants
put
to be
murderers
passing
out
to
there.
McHale. All right, fine.
Yeah, I agree. There's degrees of everything, and we let a lot. I guess you went too far.
Right.
It's like at some level, I have to be able to sleep at night.
Fair.
And I may not be a great guy, but I'm not an evil guy like you.
Fair.
To the core.
So, like, hypothetically, if the door's locked and somebody paid their, like, they'd be wasting their time going out there.
Driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wouldn't make it on the stream. You must hate Jersey Jerry.
That's not true. It's absolutely just not true.
It's not.
Yeah, he does. All right.
You must
I'll
hate
see you
him.
guys.
All right.
Not
So,
Jerry
yeah.
personally, just
Yeah, the existence of Jerry.
yes.
Yeah. Will you wear the Nate Oates' scumbag shirt?
If it means going, I guess.
I tried to get that. Would have been electric for you to get there. Hey, it's March. We should be happy. It's March.